bro. I love doing comedy. I'm fortunate enough I get to travel a lot. This past year, I did my first international comedy tour. I did a tour in Vietnam. That was really dope. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I got back home, though, and I told my uncle about it. He's like, you went where? I did 2 tours in Nam. And I killed over there. I'm like, me too, dude. What jokes did you tell? You know? Boom. Sorry, PTSD. They hate that. Anyway, moving on. But I drive through the Midwest a lot, and I mean, when you drive around, you see all kinds of crazy bumper stickers. Some of them are normal, like, you know, my son's on the honor roll, or Keep Christ in Christmas, or whatever. But I saw one on the back of an 18-wheeler, and it took up like the whole back of the thing. And it said, if you love food, thank a farmer. And if you hate truckers, stop eating. What the fuck happened to this trucker? Everybody, seriously? I feel like this was designed specifically for his daughter, right? Like, if you love food, thank a farmer. And if you hate truckers, call your dad every once in a while. You know, it's like, I know I screwed things up with your mom, but Janet's your stepmom now. And I swear if you gave her a chance, you'd love her just as much as I do. Keep Christ in Christmas. Is that what it was supposed to say? But I take the train a lot just to get out to the airport and stuff. I love taking the train. The people watching is fantastic because it's a combination of plane people and bus people being forced together at the same time. Plane people have a destination. I'm trying to go to from Union Station to DIA. There's about 10 stops in between, but I just assume if I get off at any of them, I'm gonna die, right? So I don't do it. Bus people, on the other hand, they get on and off the train at their leisure because all they're doing is completing GTA side missions throughout their day. I'm trying to get to Milwaukee. This guy's got a bag of buttons he's got to trade for a hubcap behind the Purina plants. And he's just using the train to teleport across the map. You understand? So I'm taking the train home one day, and this old woman sits down next to me, and I can't tell if she's a plane or a bus person. They look similar sometimes. A bus person looks exactly like a plane person that doesn't want to pay for a checked bag. They're both just wearing all of the clothes they have, you know? So we get to talking, and she said she was flying home from Vegas because she has a house there, and she had squatters in her house, so she was going to the court date. She said, yeah, they arrested 2 people and 2 dogs, and they all went to jail. So I was like, the dogs went to jail? And she said, yes, the dogs went to jail. So I'm just fucking around. I'm like, do they serve in dog ears or people ears? And totally over her head, she just goes, that's a very good question. So when we get to Union Station, we're getting off the train, and she seems a little lost. I'm like, ma'am, can I help you? She's like, do you know where I can find a taxi? It's like, I don't know, the museum? I haven't seen one of those since the 90s. It's like, do you have Uber or Lyft? And she goes, I don't speak Mandarin. I'm like, okay. So I'll call you a Lyft just so you can get to where you're going, right? So we're waiting for the car to get there. And we're just striking up a conversation, and she goes, what do you do for work? I was like, oh, I'm a stand-up comic. She goes, that's amazing. I hope one day you become like Bill Cosby. And I didn't have the heart to tell her that compliment hasn't aged well, okay? And if you're unfamiliar, it's the rape. Anyway, it's fucked up. So we finally, car finally gets there, we say our goodbyes, and you can track, obviously it's an app, right? So you can track where the car's going. When it gets there, I call the driver, and I'm like, hey man, I just wanted to check up on her, make sure that she's okay. And I just hear, all right, so we're trying to figure out what to do, because apparently she doesn't have keys to the house that I dropped her off at. And in that moment, I realized that she was a bus person. She's the whole time. All right, guys, that's it for me. My name's Korey David. Thank you so much. Have a good night.